Welcome back to 5 Elements Tactical. Self-defense, home defense, prepping, and survival. Today we're going over over-the-counter meds that we keep in our preps for all the time. And we have it broken down into a few different categories, which I'll share with you today. But it's the end of 2022. We're kind of in the middle of autumn or fall, and winter's coming. And right now they're talking about diesel shortages and further inflation hikes and higher prices down the road and more supply chain disruptions and all this other stuff. And right when I thought that like prices were as crazy as they could ever get, they're talking about them getting worse like real soon. So before the prices get any crazier, we're taking an inventory of what we have and what we need and what we're kind of low on and what we should have more of and all that type of stuff. So that's what we're talking about today. Stay with me. What's up, warriors? This is Kiyoshi Dave Herman with 5 Elements Tactical Training, here to share with you some warrior skills and drills that anyone can learn and everyone should know. If you're new to the channel, welcome, and thanks for stopping by. If you already follow us on social media and that's how you find your way over to this channel, go ahead and hit the subscribe button and the bell notification button and the little thing where it says all notifications, so YouTube will let you know when the next video drops, and you get all sorts of cool content from here as well. So ordinarily, we try to stay pretty well stocked up on vitamins and supplements and over-the-counter meds and cold meds and all that type of stuff for just in case you catch it on sale, or you do your shopping at Costco or BJ's or Sam's Club or Target or Walmart, whatever big box store you have by you. If you catch that stuff on sale and you get even more bang for your buck, of course, that's the way to do it. But we're also coming up on the 10th anniversary of Superstorm Sandy, Hurricane Sandy, Superstorm Sandy. I live on Long Island, just outside of the city in New York. So in addition to having like our wintertime prepping like mode of going through our stuff and just seeing what we need, there's that little like seed of Hurricane Sandy that I wasn't ready. I got caught with my pants down, and I've always said I'll never let that happen again. So this year, like, prices on everything are just insane. I never thought that, I'm sure it's the whole world, but I know, like, for me, United States, New York especially, like in the last 2 years, the price of gas, the price of inflation, interest rates, just like everything is just like, I didn't think it can get that bad that fast, and there's no signs of it stopping. So like, there's a part of me that every time I see that on the news, I go buy another 100 pounds of rice. All right, so I basically have this set up in like a, I guess my mindset, let's put it to you like that. So this is all like everyday type of preemptive, like preventative type of vitamins and meds, over-the-counter stuff that you can get, you know, any pharmacy or big box store, grocery store even. This is our everyday carry, like the stuff that you would have on you, like in your purse, in your EDC bag, in your car, in your desk drawer at work or whatever. Then there's like the stuff for like, man, in case we start getting sick or something, and some of the heavier or like less frequent, also over-the-counter, like boo-boo stuff, like broken rib, sprained this, bad bump, bruise, whatever, where you're trying to avoid taking like, you know, like prescription drugs or narcotics or anything like that. So the first step is just having like a good, healthy, like they say, an ounce of prevention is better than a pound of cure, right? So we're big on like these emergency, especially during cold and flu season. You just mix it in a thing of water and chug it down, and my wife and kids use it way more than I do. I'm more big on just, you know, taking a vitamin every day. Really, it comes down to making sure that you're trying to eat healthy, like have you know, food in the house that's good for you. Get outside, get some sun, get some fresh air, get some exercise. Take up some sort of activity so that you're staying healthy even without all this stuff. Because if you ran out of that, that's been around forever, man. Sunshine, fresh air, and exercise. So staying healthy, of course, is going to be your best bet. To help supplement that, especially when the weather's really crummy or it's really cold outside, or if it's some sort of like hurricane or other thing where you're kind of locked down, bogged down, can't get out, and you're not getting the fresh air, you're not getting the sunshine, you're not getting the exercise, and you're just working your Nintendo muscles, then of course these things, like, that's really the time you should be using these as well. But in there we have, this is just some glucosamine for joints, getting older, and keep everything moving. Vitamin C, which is pretty much the same thing as this. My mother-in-law has some heart stuff, so we get these aspirin things from it's a 500 count for, I'm going to say, less than $10 at Costco, BJ's, Sam's Club, wherever. Your basic everyday, you know, one-a-day vitamin. Again, my mother-in-law is over 50. We got vitamins for her, vitamins for the kids. This is like a vitamin C one for immune system. This is like their Flintstones. I always forget the tune from the 80s, but that's our basic, like, every day, take this stuff, just, you know, get your, like, round off whatever stuff you're missing from your diet that everybody could and should be eating a little bit healthier or better. So anything that you're missing, it's good to just supplement it so you have it. Better to have it, not need it, than need it and not have it. A couple other things that kind of go with that is fiber. I think sometimes my kids especially, like, you could tell, like, when they're not having enough fiber in their diet, or the grown-ups too, but it's good just to have if you know, you know what fiber's good for, right? You should get some pills in case you need them, you have them. In the event you got the opposite problem and you're like, you got to put the plug in there, Imodium's a good one to have. We always keep that in stock just in case. Now, I got some, like, stomach issues. I think it's from having too many jobs or too much work or too much stress or whatever it is. So I take, like, a antacid every day for agita. I don't know, is that even a word? Is that just Italian? And in case I forget to take this, I always got my Tums. We're going into, like, our everyday carry type of stuff, which is basically, you know, Excedrin, man, I got a banging headache, or I need some caffeine or whatever. It's kind of like Tylenol with caffeine in it. That's my favorite one. Naproxen, that's just for, like, anybody that works out or trains or has muscle soreness or whatever, and joint soreness. That's basically Aleve, Motrin. This is Benadryl, just because you should always have Benadryl around. My wife has allergies, so she takes a Claritin. I think it's Claritin, or what, I don't know which one it is. Antihistamine, loratadine. I think it's Claritin, but it's you know, the Costco BJ's generic version. But again, those are, like, we take every day for not just to stay healthy, but to kind of, like, deal with some of the stuff and manage some of the stuff that you got going on you every day. And that's where you guys will know what you have or need or whatever, and what you should have and what you should stock up on and whatnot. Which takes us into the next, like, phase, or the next, like, all right, again, I have kids, so I have, my youngest one is not yet 3 years old, so she still takes, I think, the infant one, but kids Tylenol, infant Tylenol, kids Motrin, kids Benadryl also, especially with kids, you got to have Benadryl around. God forbid they have some sort of allergic reaction, and that's when we have, like, I mean, all this stuff. There's way more than what you see on the table here. Like, but again, we start counting to see what we have. How many of these boxes? So this is 2 bottles. How many of these 2 bottle packs do we have? Whatever it is, there's never enough, because God forbid, you know. Cold season. So as cold season's rolling around, you know, like, is it like a simple cough? I just got some congestion or whatever. Tussin, Robitussin, the Tussin. Cough, chest, congestion, whatever, for ages 12 and over. You got the one for kids for day and night. You know, kids suffering, you give them some cough medicine or cold medicine, and it's nighttime, you can help them knock out and get a good night's rest. And the same thing for the grown-ups too. Most of the stuff that I get, I try to get, if it's available, is like the generic brand. Like, go to Costco or BJ's or Target or Walmart and whatever their store brand is, because that's all the same stuff, man. It's just way cheaper in an off-brand name. And you know, again, with prices just going through the roof on everything, anywhere I could save a buck, I'm going to. And then, like, you have your pain meds. So, like, obviously you have your Motrin and Aleve and, you know, naproxen, ibuprofen, acetaminophen. And I like to have the nighttime ones also, the PM version. So I had shoulder surgeries, both of them done a few years ago. And I was trying to get off the narcotics as quick as I could, because you know, you hear horror stories about that, and I didn't want to be that guy. And I could understand when they first, after the surgery, man, it was like, it was a lifesaver. But again, I was trying to, like, instead of doing every dose of the whatever one I was on, one kills my stomach and one I could handle. But instead of doing that one every 4 hours or 6 hours or whatever the recommendation was, I did one of those and then one of these, and then one of those and then one of these, and then it would be one of those, 2 of these, one of those, 2 of these, and then little by little, like, get off that as fast as I could. But especially at nighttime, when it was, like, hard to sleep and hard to find a comfortable spot, any sort of pain management medication was awesome, but having one that helped me sleep was way better. So again, this, like, when we do these videos, I really love doing it, because I like to see what you guys tell me I'm missing, and then I go to the store, I make a list, I text my wife, babe, you know, hey, so-and-so said we need this or we need that, or, oh man, I forgot to mention the cough drops. That's something that we have all the time. Just, you know, those are, I think the little one thinks it's candy, but it's not candy, man. Especially not the menthol ones for the little one. But again, this is just what we use. So, like, obviously, if you have some sort of other, medical need or thing, then you'll follow your plan or your prescription. But for me, it's more the thought process, having some sort of system. Remember that a system will save yourself time, energy, money. Save yourself time, energy, money system. And for me, the system is just like, again, preventative every day because I didn't prevent it, or I don't know how to prevent it any better than this is. I manage it. And then, like, if something happens and like, oh man, something happens. Now, here's a question for you. So I've had asthma since I'm 7, and that I know of. And I don't have bad asthma. I have mild asthma. It's really manageable. And years ago, my doctor started prescribing my inhalers, where I get a refill once a month, and he writes it so that I get 2 inhalers each time I go. I guess one for the car, one for my office, or however it's written up that way. Thank God I get 2, because I typically only go through about 1, if that. So I have quite a number of these, like, just for just in case. So I keep them in different spots. I have one at the dojo. I have one in my EDC bag. One in our first aid kit. I mean, I try to keep them everywhere because it is really uncomfortable. Anybody that has asthma will tell you it's pretty uncomfortable when you feel like you can't breathe. Especially, like, I have exercise-induced asthma, not allergy-induced, except for October. It always bothers me a little bit more then. But I never found one that was like some sort of over-the-counter. If there is such a thing, I'm curious. Let me know. If you got asthma, which one do you use? That just for me, I use albuterol sulfate. Whatever, it does the trick. It's a rescue inhaler. I've tried the ones where you take it ahead of time, and I'm just like, man, it feels a little tight. Good to go, and I'm right as rain. Thank God. I mean, I wish I didn't have it at all, but I'm glad I don't have it worse. You got to count your blessings. But again, so as far as prescription meds, I wish that I had more prescriptions for, like, antibiotics and things, that if I couldn't get to a doctor and I really needed something, like, what do you do in that case, or they couldn't deliver it to you, or you couldn't go to your local pharmacy, what do you do? So, I mean, there's certain meds that I feel like you should kind of have, and I'm not the best with that. That's definitely one of the weak spots in my game. Thank God my family's pretty healthy, and there's no real prescriptions that any of us need, like, all the time. I think I would survive without it. Like, I take a cholesterol med, it would probably take a long time before I realized, some bad thing happened because I didn't take it for a while. But that's it. If you have some sort of, like, medical condition or dietary need or prescription need, that if you couldn't get it, like, what's the medicine that you're supposed to take by prescription, and what's, like, the alternative that you use? I guess that's what I'm more, not even just for me, but for the channel and the subscribers and the viewers and all that stuff. And I really appreciate all your views and your comments and your support in this. I've been posting on a lot of other social platforms trying to bring attention here, and it's growing. So if you're new to the channel, welcome. I really appreciate your views and your support. And I hope you read the comments in the section below and put in your 2 cents, because that's really what helps the channel grow, the videos grow, and ultimately, 5 Elements Tactical is a school for anybody that's watching, that's interested. I hope this helps you out, all right? If you made it this far and you like what I'm teaching and preaching, give me a thumbs up and like this video. If you're loving it, hit the subscribe button. If you gotta have it, make sure you hit the bell notification button and the little thing where it says all notifications, so YouTube will let you know when the next video drops, and you don't miss anything. If you're really digging it and you want more, you can find me on all social media platforms at 5 Elements Tactical. That's all I got for now, Warriors. So until our paths cross again, pray for the best, prepare for the rest. I'm Kiyoshi Dave Herman with 5 Elements Tactical Training. Thanks for watching.